when good things happen to you, everybody around you is a winner. Everyone's, talking you up, feeling good about your wins. Everyone's like around you, everyone's helping you. Everyone's talking about how amazing you are, how great you are. You feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like things are going great, things are amazing. Everyone's calling you good names, saying good things about you. Everyone has some good to say, some good to add about you in their mouth. But when you lose, it's like when you're losing, when bad things happen to you, it's like those losses are yours alone, right? Nobody's coming around saying, oh bro, we lost together, man. We got to get through this together, man. No one is saying that to you. When these bad things happen to you, it's your fault alone. But when you're a winner, it's like everyone else around you is winning with you. So you got to understand that nobody really cares what you're doing. Nobody really has, people say all eyes on me, when in reality, there's no eyes really on anyone. People only see when you win. People only see the good stuff that's going around you. Let's say you have 100 million followers on social media. Those people are keeping eyes on you, but it's really only through your wins that people are paying attention. But when you're losing, things are going bad, people don't really care what you have to say. People aren't listening. So you got to understand that when you win, it's good times. People are around you, people hyping you up. But when you lose, it's going to be you alone. So when you lose is really when you find out, who really is your best friends, who the people that really care about you is when you're losing, right? Because when you're winning, everybody's your friend. Everybody is your best friend. Everybody is hyping you up. Everybody's showing you love. But when you're losing, only the real people is really going to stay around you during bad times. And that's what I learned when I'm going through bad times. I find out who really is my friend. I find out who really cares about me. Because when you're winning, like I said, everyone's your friend. But when you're losing, it feels like no one's got your back. So when you're losing and people stay, keep those people around. No matter what happens, keep those people around who, when you're losing and going through tough times, they stick with you no matter what. Those are the real people that you gotta keep around you, and those are your real friends. Those are people that that they're gonna be there for you no matter what, because they've showed up when everyone else left. So you got to keep those people around. And you may not have any right now. You may only have one person who's like that. But when you find those people, you got to keep them around. What was the title of this video? This is going to be a good point. Everybody you thought loved you only loved you for what you could do. I'm going to say that again. Everybody you thought loved you only loved you for what you could do for them. When I'm going about my day-to-day business, nobody really checks in and says hi, talks to me, tries to be my friend, apart from like the few close people that I have. But when there's something that I could do for them, when it's like time to hop on the field, it's like, yo, Ronaldo, Dr. Isaac Venegas, President Isaac Venegas, people hype me up. They're like, hey, let's go play. So, when it's time for me to go do something and provide my service, basically go ball out on the field, go score some goals, because that's what they need me to do. It's like you think that people love you for that, but people only really love you for what you could do for them. People don't really love you for who you are. They only love what you could do for them. Because when it's tough times and you can't really help anyone because you're going through your own adversities and your own trials and your own tribulations and your own struggles, other people, you can't provide for them. You can't really help them in that moment where you're going through your own struggles. So they leave you alone, and who's really with you when you have your own plate is full, but people try to come take off the load from you. People try to help you. Those people, you got to keep them around because those are your real friends. But when you can't help out, when you're dealing with your own stuff, you got injury, you can't go ball out on the field, who's really your friend, who's really not your friend. Because everybody leaves you when you have injury, you can't help the team, whatever. You realize these people don't really love you. They only really love what you could do for them. They only really love what you could provide for them. Because it's like, you have a nickname. Some people call you Venegas. Let's go hop on the field. Let's go. We need you, man. But when I'm injured and I need a little bit of help, who's there really coming for me? Who's my friend in those dark moments? So, people who are with you, keep them around. That's the message of the video. But when times are good, you gotta keep your distance away from the the wolves that are around you looking to take off your energy. Because when you're winning, you know, you're pushing off this high frequency, this winning frequency. It's a very good frequency, good vibes, all that. And wolves, they'll try to take that away from you. They'll nibble, and they'll take and take and take and take. So that's why you gotta, the people who aren't around for when you lose, don't keep them around for when you're winning. Don't keep them around for when you're winning. You gotta cut people off. You gotta be like, you're not around for me when I'm losing, and now that I'm winning, you want to share my success. It's not gonna happen. You gotta cut people off. That's what you gotta do, because you gotta preserve your own frequency. People are leeches, so you gotta kill the leeches. You gotta cut them off. You gotta preserve your own life supply, and stick around with the people who you have a group of people who are all adding to each other. You know, I got this friend's doing this thing, another friend here, and we're all collaborating, we're all working together, we're all sharing ideas, we're all helping each other out, good or bad times. You gotta be in communities like that. You gotta be with your tribe, helping each other out. And if there's people who are only sticking around for the good times, they gotta go. And it's everyone that's trying to share your success with you. So don't share success with people if they're not really gonna share the losses with you. If they're not gonna if people sometimes only come around when they want to brandish the W on their head, but they don't want to brandish when, you know, they got a bunch of L's on their back coming with you. So people like that, you got to cut them off. You can't keep the leeches around you. Can't keep the rats around you. They got to go. Good people, keep them around, because they're gonna stay for the good times, and they're gonna stay with you for the bad times. So that's my